Welcome, everybody. It's wonderful to have you here again. We're going to start our practice on our backs today. So go ahead and find yourself there. And if you're brand new to me, remember, I don't teach posture with me doing it. I teach an intuitive for you to discover the sensation that your body feels with my cues. And of course, doing something different than what I'm offering is always available. Just listening to your body. So on your back, I want you to close your eyes and just get comfortable. So find yourself on your mat. I'm going to go ahead and turn off the camera so that you can just hear my voice. And I'll be back at the end of the practice and we'll close up together, eye to eye. But for now, this is about you and your body. So enjoy your practice. Start to feel the sensation of your spine beginning to connect to the floor. Maybe you're on carpet, maybe you're on a wood floor or a tile floor, but just start to feel what you feel. Taking notice if it's soft, if it's hard, cold, or warm. Just starting to infuse an awareness to the physicality of where you are in space. And then bring your awareness to maybe the sounds within your space. Maybe there's traffic. Maybe you hear the voices of other people in your home. Maybe the humming of your furnace. Then place one of your hands on your belly and your other hand on your heart. And then just pay attention without changing anything about your breath, how your body responds to the breath. There'll be a little bit of a rise and a fall. And then with your other hand, you might be able to feel the rhythm of your actual heart pumping blood to your body, circulating. I'm going to come into a complete breath today, known as Durga Pranayama. Pranayama means breathing practice. And if we did nothing more but lay on the back, practice breathing, it would be beautiful. We just add postures to maintain the breath, the pranayama, watch where our mind goes. But certainly the practice could be just observing the breath. With the Durga breath, it's a 3-part complete breath. So we start at the very low part of our body, our belly, and we breathe into that space. And then we exhale that out. On the next inhale, we breathe into the low belly and let it rise up into the chest. And then we breathe out. Now we add in the 3rd part. Breathe into your belly, your chest. Let it rise past your chest, go up into what feels like your throat. And then exhale all of it out. Try that again. Breathing into the belly, the chest, the throat, and then emptying from the throat to the chest to the belly. And then do that again. Breathe into the belly, the chest, the throat, and breathe out. This complete breath. Keep going. Isn't the breath that's short and swift, but this is fullness, bringing a complete breath to all aspects of the lungs, bringing about a sense of lung health and volume, if you will, into the chest and to the body. The completeness of the breath can retrain what we have done for many, many years, much of us, which is breathe in short, almost panicked, stress embodied breath, and instead bring about space, fullness, which then leads us to having more clarity, because we're not cluttering up the mind with constant and replicating that with breath that's fast and a response to our stress. And I often say that if we picture a pitcher of water, a glass vessel, and inside this vessel is water and dirt, our lives can often be symbolic of this vessel of water that is constantly stirred up, and so there's very little clarity. But if we slow down, create a sense of calm within that vessel, the stuff begins to float to the bottom, and there is clarity in which we are much more capable of making a decision that comes from the space of the heart versus the mind. Start to bend your knees and bring your feet to the mat. The knees will stay high. And then walk your heels close to your cheeks. Bring your arms down by your side and take your fingertips and tickle the back of your feet. Then press your palms down. Let your belly sink against the spine. So we tuck the pelvis. And then when you inhale next, that complete breath, you'll rise your hips up towards the ceiling. When you get to the top and breathe out, push into your feet a lot. And then inhale, lift your hips just an inch higher. And then lay your spine back on the mat, coming all the way down to the tailbone. And then you'll breathe in that full, complete breath. When you exhale, let your belly sink against your spine, empty everything. Starting with the low belly, begin to lift your hips, fill up the low belly, go into the chest, all the way to the throat as the hips rise. Get to the top, you'll breathe out and into your feet. Find that engagement. Then inhale, lift your hips. And begin to slowly lay your spine onto the mat, coming down bone by bone by bone until you get to the tail and you take a breath in, that complete breath. Then lay your belly against your spine, tuck your pelvis. Here comes that complete breath in as the hips rise, hips go high, fill up the body. Then lay the spine all the way down. This is our moving bridge with complete breath here. Take it a few more times on your own and paying attention to how we tend to want to rush through and restrict the breath here. So work on connecting that fullness of breath with every movement. Beautiful. Now, take one more cycle through this breathing bridge, keeping the fullness. And after you lay your spine back on the mat, hug your knees in and release the back. Begin to crisscross ankles and rock front to back, just massaging into the spine, tucking the chin, coming into this tiny little ball, moving front to back, front to back. And then you will finally rock all the way up to a seat, roll over. Make your way to a tabletop. So your hands are under your shoulders, knees under your hips, fingers spread wide. Remember that attention to detail here. Spread your fingers wide. Create that solid base on the mat. Tops of your feet press against the mat. Spine's neutral. We're going to play with the Durga breath in this shape, known as cat and cow. Let your heart start to reach forward as you begin that belly breathing. And then eventually the nose lifts. And then you press into the palms around your spine and empty the breath. Allow your belly to fall. Fill up as the heart leads forward. The nose lifts. Keep breathing all the way to the throat. And then push against the floor and round your spine. Finding this complete breath in this spinal extension and flexion. We find this connection here. Breath and body. Beautiful. Come back to that tabletop shape. Allow your hips to drop back to your heels. Maybe separate your knees and allow your belly to sink down. I like to have my arms extended far in front in this child's pose, we call it. See if you can create that Durga breath here, letting the belly expand. Feeling it rise into the chest and up into the throat. And then emptying, softening. Try that again. Remember, the breath is one of our greatest tools, not just to bring us into the present moment and this connection to our body, but also to work with the nervous system. Now recreate the tabletop. You'll tuck your toes and the hips go high to the sky, up and back, like an upside down V shape, commonly known as downward facing dog. Start to pedal out your feet, walk your dog, shimmy your hips, move a little bit, roll through your shoulders, tuck your chin, shake your head, yes, then no, and finish with an absolute yes. We're going to walk our hands today back to our feet. And then knees bent as you let your upper body spill over your bent legs. Cup and elbow with the opposite hands. And just sway side to side, finding a little bit of twist action. So nice. Now let your hands just drape down towards your feet. They don't have to touch. It's better to keep a bent knee here than a straight leg and put pressure on the back. So just let your body spill over your legs. Now slide your hands to your shins. Look forward. Take a long breath in. Don't rush this. Then melt your body over those bent legs again and breathe out. Do that again. Rise up halfway. Remember, the Durga breath is complete. And spill over your legs. We have a tendency once we start to move to just breathe in the lower parts of the body. We want to breathe all the way up. Keep going like that. Coming up halfway on your inhale. And letting go on your exhale. Just take 2 more of these. Now this time when you inhale, push into your heels and begin to unfurl the spine all the way up to stand and go slow here. When you get to the top, you'll exhale and drop your shoulders. Close your eyes. Reconnect here. We often start our practice on the back, and it's easy to connect when we're supine and comfortable. And we start to move and the mind gets busy again. And so it's like setting that vessel of water and sand down again. And we pause and we let it settle. We find that clarity. We're going to start to reach our arms up high. Grab your left wrist and pull up and over your head into a side bend. We're going to stay here. On your next inhale, find that complete breath. Start with the low belly. Let the air rise into your chest and then up into your throat. And when you exhale, just bend a little bit more. Recreate length, come up to stand. Grab your right wrist. And then pull up and over. Find your complete breath. Empty the breath. And inhale back to stand. Bring your arms down by your side and close your eyes again. A couple of weeks ago, we talked about practicing the pause, and I believe so much in a yoga practice that counters the chaos, whether that's an external chaos of children home and an unknown schedule, it's stress and anxiety, or it's an internal, the monkey mind of our thoughts, to come into a place to reflect, to pause, to be. Reconnect here. We're going to add on. Arms go high. You'll breathe. Full breath in. Grab your left wrist and pull up and over your head. And exhale. Then recreate length. Arms come back. Grab your right wrist. Pull up and over and exhale. Here's where we change. Inhale back to center. Cactus both arms and exhale, look up. Recreate that length and spill your body over your legs. Come up halfway and fold down again. Rebuild the spine slowly, a full complete inhale. When you get to the top, exhale, drop your shoulders. Just like that, recreate length. Inhale, arms go high. Grab your left wrist, pull up and over and exhale. Find length on your inhale. Grab your right wrist, pull up and over and breathe out. Come back to center, inhale. Bend both elbows, look up and exhale. The heart lifts. Recreate length here. Spill your body over your legs. Come up halfway. Fold extra deep. Rebuild your spine. Drop your shoulders and breathe out. Recreate length, reach up. Grab your left wrist and pull up and over. Find length again. Grab your right wrist and go up and over. Take a breath and find length. Bend your elbows and breathe out. Re-extend the body long, full breath. And fold over your legs. Stay here in a fold. Forward folds can be incredibly nourishing for the nervous system, to quiet the mind, to bring the head below the heart. And then go ahead and walk your hands out forward, and you'll come to what looks like a push-up. You can drop to your knees here, take a knee plank, or stay on your toes. See if you can maintain that complete breath. It's usually in a moment of stress, whether it's physical, like this posture is hard, or emotional, environmental, that we start to withhold the breath. So as we stay in this posture, as plank pose, for 3 complete breaths, just notice how your body wants to escape it or shorten the breath. See if you can practice here, that complete breath. And then take a long breath in. And hips go up and back. And find your downward facing dog. Yeah. This time, look forward. Begin to walk your feet until they get to your hands. So now we're at the top of our yoga mat in a forward fold. Bring your big toes to touch. Start to peel your body up to stand, zipping up your legs. Get to the top and exhale. Arms are going to go high. So we're standing, arms above our head, finding length here in what's known as extended mountain. Begin to draw a line with your nose up just a bit, finding extension here, heart opening today. Then you're going to open up to the right, just turning the body to the right. The arms come to a T. Left will be in front, right will be in the back. And we're in a twist here. And then come back through center, reach up, belly's in front now. Turn to the left, opening your arms like a T shape, right in front, left to the back. Come back to center. Bend your knees as if you're sitting in a chair. Arms can stay high up by the ears. If that puts pressure on your back, feel free to bring your hands down. We're going to make this little loop, if you will, between breath and body. We're going to add on here, but let's take it one time, one breath, one movement. You will inhale and rise, arms stay high. Exhale, open to the right. Inhale back to center, belly goes forward. Exhale, turn and open arms to the left. Inhale back to center, arms go high. Have a seat in the chair and breathe out. Inhale, rise up long. Open again to the right. Inhale back to center. Open left. Inhale back to center. Have a seat in the chair and stay. So we challenge again here. Our first challenge was that plank pose where we hold and find steadiness but maintain the complete breath. This posture is often referred to as the most challenging posture. So we're heavy into our heels, knees are bent, arms are either by our ears or down by our side. We are completing the breath here. Belly breath, chest, throat. We're going to add on. Next in-breath, rise up, drive your body tall, reach up. Open to the right, again, twisting. Inhale back to center, arms go high. Open to the left. Inhale back to center, reach. Have a seat in your chair and exhale. Take a breath in. Twist again to the right, but stay in the chair. Sweep your arms back, reach and rise. Have a seat in the chair. Stay for your inhale. Open to the left. Inhale back to center, reach and rise. Bring your arms down by your side and close your eyes. I'm going to take that sequence. One breath, one movement. I'll guide you. But be sure to breathe when you need to breathe and listen. And maybe you want to stay in one particular place for a while because it feels great. Then we're going to move on. Here we go. Extend your arms up high. Breathe. Open up to the right and breathe out. Inhale back to center. Arms go high. Open left. Breathe out. Back to center. Reach up. Look up. Have a seat in the chair and exhale. Take a breath in. Open to the right. Exhale. Inhale, reach and rise. Long legs. Have a seat in the chair. Exhale. Now stay for your inhale. Open up to the left. Exhale. Inhale, reach and rise. Exhale, arms down by your side. Pause, reflect. We'll take that one more time. Inhale, reach up, look up. Open up to the right. Inhale, back to center. Open up to the left. Back to center. Exhale to your chair. Take a breath in. Twist to the right. Inhale, reach and rise, look up, long legs. Have a seat in the chair, breathe out. Stay for your inhale. Open up to the left. Inhale, reach and rise. Hands down by your side. Close your eyes. Now, take a giant step back with your left foot. Plant your entire left foot onto the mat. Bend your right knee and open up your arms again like a T, what we call warrior two. And your eyes are looking over your right hand that is directly above that bent right knee. Your left leg is straight and you're pushing into the foot equally, left foot, right foot. We have a tendency to load up the front leg, so find that equanimity. Your hips are spread wide. Eyes are forward. It's warrior two, arms are long. Today's practice is focusing on the heart here. So we have a lot of opportunities to work within the heart, and as our arms are extended long, we can feel the skin on our chest begin to widen and separate. Now look at your right hand and flip it up towards the ceiling. I often say that this gesture, if you will, of just rotating your palm up is a reminder, not just of what we can receive, but what we can offer. So resting in the palm is kindness and compassion, unconditional love. Now, your next full, complete Durga breath, inhale. Reach your right arm high, all the way up and over your head. And let your left hand fall and touch your left leg, or take a wrap around your waist. Start to feel the right rib cage open as you keep reaching. And now cycle your arms back to warrior two. And then bring them behind your back. Interlace your fingers like a woven basket. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Keep a nice bend in your right knee. You'll take a breath in. Begin to hinge forward, bringing your right shoulder to the inside of your right thigh. And then let your eyes travel back to your left foot as your head bows over. This is a posture known as the humble warrior. Humility. And can you find that complete breath here as you surrender over the legs? Now really slow, draw your belly button in towards your spine and begin to rise. Pivot on your heels towards that long edge of your mat. Your hands will stay interlaced behind your back. Your legs are straight and your toes and your heels are in one long line. So this wide stance, tall spine, hands stay in that woven basket. Begin to let your knuckles drag down your backside as your eyes begin to lift. As you squeeze your shoulder blades, feel the heart open here. Now begin to softly straighten your spine. Eyes would go forward. Keep your hands where they are. Take a breath in. Begin to fold forward over your straight, wide legs. You might want to keep your hands interlaced behind your back. Letting your knuckles rest on the small of your back, or that woven basket of knuckles might begin to lift up towards the ceiling if your shoulders feel nice. Or you lose the basket and bring your hands to the mat you pick. Either position is perfect. But now we're spilled over these wide legs. They're straight. We get a stretch for the back side. And to come out of this, let your hands either stay on the mat or come to the small of your back. Draw your belly in and begin to rise slow. And when you get to the top, you will exhale. Turn your left toes to the back edge of your mat. Bend your left knee and split your arms back into that warrior position. But this time you're looking at your left hand that is directly above your bent left knee, and your right leg is straight and the whole foot is plugged into the mat. We find that fierce strength again. And see if you can breathe into the low parts of your belly. Let it rise into your chest. And then don't forget about your throat. Take the breath all the way up and then all the way down. Flip your left hand, a symbol of receiving all that is, or giving to the world something from your heart. Take your left hand, reach it up and over as your right hand drapes down your right leg or takes a wrap around your waist. Keep the bend in your left knee and feel this beautiful posture known as a reverse or a peaceful warrior, allowing the left rib cage to open. Now your next inhale will bring your arms back to warrior two, and then immediately find that woven basket behind, but go the opposite way with your fingers. We have a natural way that we just come to. See if you can bring the other finger on top. Squeeze your heart forward by taking the shoulder blades, bringing them together. You'll take a long breath in here. And then begin to bring the left shoulder to the inside of the left thigh. And your eyes find your right foot as we spill over into humble warrior. Start to draw the belly button back into the spine as you rebuild slowly. You'll pivot again towards that long edge of your yoga mat. And this time, take your arms out to a T shape, palms face up. So with that slight adjustment to the hands, we feel a little elevation of the heart. We're going to come into a little bit of a wide stance back bend here. Start to bring your arms back just about an inch. So we feel the pectoral muscles get a stretch here. The thumbs are reaching to the back, fingers are spread wide. And then take a breath in and begin to elevate your heart up. Lift your nose. And see if you can stay for 3 rounds of that complete breath, pulling in that prana from the low to the mid to the upper chest and then down to the legs. And up again. And down again. One more complete breath here. Now begin to straighten your spine. Eyes go forward. Keep your arms wide. We'll take a long breath in here. And we'll fold forward. Hands find the feet or maybe the mat. When you get to your wide stance forward fold, shift the weight to your toes. And just feel how that changes the sensation. We'll stay for a few breaths. Now begin to walk your right hand towards your left foot, and your left arm will reach up towards the ceiling. We get a twist here. Find that complete breath as you extend just a little bit higher. And then your left arm is going to float down to the mat. It will find your right foot, and your right arm will reach up towards the ceiling. We rotate, we feel, and we breathe. And take a breath in, reach an inch. And then begin to lower your right hand to the mat. Turn your right toes to the top of your mat, your left toes to the top of the mat. Walk your hands around and step your left foot forward to meet your right, back at the top of your mat in a forward fold. Allow the spine to rebuild. When you get to the top, you'll exhale and close your eyes. Resetting, reconnecting. Now begin to bring your hands behind you again, interlacing like a basket. Straighten your arms. Squeeze your heart forward. And just let your knuckles drag down your backside, shoulders fall down from the ears. We'll begin to lift the chin up towards the ceiling, letting the nose rise as comfortable as can be. So we get this opening here through the throat. And to practice this Durga breath here can be a challenge. So come to the attention of the low belly, fill it up. Let the air rise into the chest, up into the throat. Feel it trickle up there. And then let the breath wash down the lungs. You'll take just 2 more breath cycles of Durga breath in this extended back bend, really focusing on the throat here. Nice. Now, find length. Bring your eyes back forward and let your chin fall into your chest. Get a stretch here for the back of the neck. Keep your shoulders down your back. You can allow the basket of your woven hands to separate. I'm going to come into a posture known as eagle pose, and I'll walk you through this. If you've never seen eagle pose, don't worry about it. I can walk you through it, so just listen and visualize. Cross your right leg over your left. Yeah, just like that, right leg over left. Now bring your arms out in front, palms face up. Bring your right arm underneath your left. You've made an X. Bend your elbows. You can either place your hands on your shoulders with crossed elbows, or you can cross at your wrists and bring your hands palm to palm. If that's not available, backs of the hands work. But we have this constriction here with our elbows. And now start to bend your knees and keeping your hands crossed, your arms crossed, either hands on your shoulders or hands touching. Bend your knees and maybe your right toes begin to lift off the mat. It's okay if they stay touching, but you're sitting in this bent leg position as if you have a really tight skirt on, and you're squeezing your thighs together, squeezing your arms together, and your eyes are forward with an intention, a focus. And now we practice the Durga breath again. When there's constriction, either off the mat or on the mat, we want to shorten our breath. Practice breathing in full volume into all aspects of the lungs and breathing out. Don't worry so much about the balance here, but keeping that squeeze and that constriction of the legs and the arms. This is a fabulous posture for blood pressure to harmonize, regulate, lower or higher. It's just good. Take 2 more breath cycles. Jirga breath, keep flowing. Air in and air out. 1 more. Now we're going to explode out of this. Unwind everything. Arms reach high. Right leg lifts off the mat to the side. We're standing on our left leg in what we call a falling star. So the left leg gets all of our weight. Our arms are extended wide. Right leg is out to the side and lifted, and we breathe. So we allow that constriction of the tight, bound up ego pose to be free now. Take 1 more breath. Then everything comes together at the mat, feet together, eyes closed, arms down by your side. We breathe. Cross your left leg over your right. Step by step this. Arms go out in front. This time left is under the right. You've made the X with your arms. Palms are face up. Now bend your elbows. Either grab your shoulders or find that cross at the wrist. Palm to palm, backs of the hands, backs of the hands. Bend your knees. Find that squeezed, cross-legged constriction. Inner thighs squeezing. Elbows squeezing. Eyes intent. Breath is smooth. Maybe the left toes leave the mat. Maybe they don't. Don't worry so much about balance here. But can you maintain the smooth, complete breath? Maybe bend just a little bit more, squeeze just a little bit more. A couple more breath cycles here in eagle. We're going to find that explosion of expansion as we rise up, unwind. Left leg goes to the side, arms go out to the side. We're standing on our right leg in what we call a falling star, but there is so much energy here. Breathe. Bring your left foot to meet your right, arms down by your side, close your eyes. We're almost finished. And feel the life moving through you again without touching your belly or touching your heart. Can you feel the heart pumping? Can you feel your breath moving through you? Walk your feet to the edges of the mat. Turn your toes out, heels in. Bring your palms together. Touch them. Let your thumbs push against your sternum, a reminder of your powerful truth, which is who you are, which is good, which is love, which is light. Begin to bend your knees, coming into a yogi squat, a crouch. It might be halfway, it might be all the way. And begin to bring your hands behind you and lower your bum to the mat. Let your soles of your feet touch, knees will open. Go ahead and bring your heels close to your base of your body today. We often push them far away, but today draw them close. It's a butterfly. And allow your chin to drop into your chest. Shoulders fall down your back. Spine stays straight though. So we're just letting the neck get a stretch here. Inner thighs, the hips get an opening. We breathe. We take a moment to come back to that image of the vessel. And the more we practice moments of pause, and the more we practice completeness of our breath and retrain our body to not be in a constant fight or flight, we actually have a lot of clarity, a lot of wisdom within each of us. Let your hands start to find their way behind you. Your fingertips will be away from you. And you'll lean back onto your palms with straight arms and squeeze your shoulder blades together. Begin to lift your nose up and push your heart forward and up. Our final little back bend, open hips, letting the belly expand in front, not being worried at all about this notion that the belly has to be in. Just letting the freedom come from breathing completely and fully. And then begin to bring your hands back around in front. Lay your spine on the mat. Hug your knees in. Work is done. We'll finish with a twist or two and then melt into our final place to be. Take your arms out to a T, palms face up. Remember that just subtlety of the hands. That's the heart open. Really subtle, but beautiful way. Knees are bent in towards your chest. Take a breath in. Drop your knees to the left and breathe out. Knees come back up to center. Drop them over to the right. Bring your knees back up to center. Give a final squeeze. And then make your way to your final place to be. Maybe it's long, the legs extended long. Maybe it's coming back to that butterfly shape. I'm going to leave you with Shavasana. Take as long as you need to allow the practice to integrate. And remember, this is a practice. So we are practicing for life. And we're using the ability to find the completeness of our breath, to slow down the mind, to create that space. And the fullness of our breath to remind us of the abundance that's available, that's ours, that is who we are. the fullness of the breath to create that space of stillness so that chaos of our vessel can sink to the bottom so that we can have clarity. And as you close up your practice, take a moment to acknowledge all that is good, and all that is full, complete in your life, and the goodness of who you are, and all that you have, and all that you offer. And thank you so much for practicing with me. I am so grateful and so blessed to be able to still practice with many of you and have new people in my life. And I'm completely honored the donations and the support and the messages. And it just means the world to me. I feel connected. I feel blessed. So have a beautiful week, and I'll see you all really, really soon. Take care of yourself. Namaste.